All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of UFTA Premium. I'm your host, Darren Walters, and it's great to have you here. In this week's edition, we're going to talk about 3 new topics, and I'm hoping to demonstrate them all in a full-length game in this edition. So, what we're going to talk about is double bankruptcy. We're going to talk about playing multiple adversity cards on a field, or on a person rather. And then we're also going to talk about fender doodle combos, okay? And so those are all interesting topics that we're going to flesh out as soon as I get a chance. Anyway, the first topic is double bankruptcy. Double bankruptcy is basically just in UFTA, if you have a bankruptcy, you lose your tractor, right? You get 5 tokens from the depository, and you have to show one of the other growers your weight cue tray, and they get to choose which item comes out of there and gets discarded in the discard pile, and they also get to choose the new crop for you, which has to be of less value. Okay, so those procedures have kind of been in place for a long time, right? And so we don't want to make any change there, but I did figure out that I did decide if double bankruptcy occurs, and that's going to be a rare occurrence in the game, but when it does occur, there does need to be a stiffer penalty for those growers who lackadaisically just haven't managed their funds in a positive way. And so that penalty is going to be the grower loses their field. And they can choose which field to lose, but it basically goes into, I guess you would call it escrow. It goes into a temporary holding place on top of the game board in a neutral space. And then the opponents are going to roll the die, and they're going to essentially bid for the opportunity to grow crops on that field. And so what's going to happen is, let's say a couple of growers decide one of them gets the field through the die roll. Well, what's going to happen is they're going to be able to basically use their field as a replicator. So whatever happens on their farm, if they decide to disc, seed, cultivate, harvest, those actions are also going to occur on this seized field, and the same crop is going to be grown. And when it's harvested, the opponent, of course, is going to get the funds, but the field is going to return to its rightful owner after that. So it's pretty straightforward. I don't think there's any big issues as far as unexpected events, but we're still going to play test it and see what happens. Okay, so the next topic we want to talk about is playing multiple adversity cards on one turn. Okay, in the rules of UFTA, I make it very clear that you can't do that. You can't do 2 actions of the same type. You can't do 2 activities of the same type. All right, everything has to be unique in UFTA. That's why you can't purchase 2 items in the resource shop, right? Because that's the same type of action twice. Well, with all rules, there comes exceptions. And I was just thinking, in order for UFTA to remain a super competitive experience, the scenario I'm imagining in my mind is one where everyone gets to play, but somebody gets a lead and they never relinquish it, and everybody is just kind of waiting for the game to end because one person has clearly won very early in the game. That's a nightmare scenario I want to avoid at all costs. And so what's going to happen instead? What's going to happen instead is they're going to, essentially, the grower is going to get these adversity cards, but they have to use sabotage on die roll 6 to play the cards. And so when they do that, they roll a die roll 6. They also have to have 3 cards present on their farm. Okay, so there's 2 rule stipulations: 3 cards present, roll die roll 6. And that, of course, activates what would typically be the sabotage, but it's really what you'd call sneak and chisel attacks, where you can go on the defensive. Or is it offensive? I still haven't figured that out in UFTA, offense versus defense. It's kind of hard to figure that out because they are so fluid and they're intermingled, right? Those 2 phases of gameplay. And so anyway, what I'm trying to say is you can go on the attack towards others, and you can use 2 actions to play 2 adversity cards. Okay? And there's no restriction on whom you play them, right? You can play them on anybody else, but it's got to be it can be evenly distributed to 2 or more other growers, or it can be restricted to just 1. You could unleash everything on 1 grower. That's how much leeway you have, right? And so let's say, for instance, I had 2 adversity cards and they each said remove 2 crops. Well, I can choose all 3 opponents, and I can, I have essentially 4 attacks going on, right? Attacking their crops. So between 3 and 4. So I'll have 1 player that has 2 attacks against them, and then the other 3 are 1-1, right? So that's just an example of what can happen. What I haven't figured out is what I should call this new feature. So if you have any comments or suggestions or interesting ideas out there, you've got your what do you call it? Brainstorming. You're coming up with ideas. I haven't thought of this yet. I mean, I've thrown around a few words, like melee came to mind, and something with blitz in it, like the Blitzkrieg, right, of Germany. The Blitzkrieg. There could be a blitz and smash, right? Blitz and smash is kind of a nonsensical word I came up with. But yeah, let me know if you come up with something interesting out there. That's where the participatory aspect of UVTA comes in, and we get to hear from everyone, right? So everyone's included. Nobody sitting on the sidelines, so to speak. Okay, so that takes care of multiple adversity cards on a turn. The last thing we want to talk about is Fender Doodle combos. So far in the game, all the Fender Doodles have been dispersed, but it's always been at the behest of a 1 grower at a time, okay? And so what I mean by that is you simply protect 1 asset at a time, or you simply collect rent 1 asset at a time. And that's how it's gone with the Fender Doodles. Well, I'm beginning to think there's an even broader game present in UFTA, and that might be the possibility of Fender Doodle combos, right? So, for instance, if I have essential equipment item, let's say I have the disc and the seeder. I have the disc and the seeder, and then I place Fender Doodles on both of them, bearing in mind that would require 2 actions each for a total of 4. Several turns. So I've got the Fender Doodles. Well, this combination, it's a Fender Doodle combo, means that a new concept arises, a new benefit. And that benefit is going to be, at least for the disc and the seeder, I think what's going to happen with the essential equipment items is it's no longer, not only is it free to use those items once you own them, but it also confers the benefit of becoming free activities. Normally these are actions: disking and seeding, cultivating and harvesting, but now you can use activities instead, freeing up the actions on your turn to do other processes, right? And so it's a cost-saving, money-saving, labor-saving tool that you can use to your benefit. Now, of course, if you use the Finderdoodles in this way, they're still going to be spent like this, right? After you get done. Okay, and so it's still going to require an action to get them promoted again so that they can confer the benefits again on a next turn, right? But that's just kind of the inner workings of that. Now, what I haven't really resolved yet, and maybe this game will make it clear, is if I have Finderdoodle combos with essential equipment items and beneficial ones, or maybe even industrial ones, who knows? I haven't got that far, but I do think it's a possibility. We could keep it so that it's free activities, so if I have a combo like the disc and the greenhouse, I can in fact disc for free without using an action. Then I could use a greenhouse for free without using an action because it becomes an activity. Okay, so there's possibilities there. Now, if I just had the Finderdoodle alone on the greenhouse, what would that mean? Well, the normal benefit is that, remember, it doubles the power of the greenhouse, and so it means you can essentially find two crops in the bag instead of just one, and find whatever you want and add it to your farm. So pretty hefty benefits in the middle game UFTA, right? Okay, so that takes care of all of that. And so that covers the three topics, so I just want to encourage people to kind of be on the lookout for these as we play our demonstrative game. Okay? So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Got the typical 3-player setup, 3-grower setup. Yeah, that's a 4. Here we have peas, chard, three back. Here we have 2 in the cup. Two is productive, but not that productive. We're going to move their chard now. 4 is awesome. We're liking that, but we're not loving that because we like not getting sued. Okay, so here we go. Well, we don't have anything particularly nice. Let's go with kale. Yeah, so I'm really proud of the multiple scoring opportunities that naturally occur and arise in UFTA. You know, you don't have to be bogged down by just using one. It's like multiple income streams, right? You don't have to be bogged down in just one area. You can spread your wings and fly. Okay. Chard. Yeah, we'll bump that back up. Okay, 6. It's chard. We got 3 back. We got 2 in the cup. Cucumbers it is. Kale we've got to move up. This is the 3rd round. 2 chard. So I want everybody to know out there that I'm really looking to have guests come on to the UFTA show and show us their prowess in gameplay, but they can also express themselves, you know, whatever walk of life they happen to find themselves in. They can share a little bit about that, what they're doing in their own communities, or any, you know, whatever topics arise naturally. We can talk about that stuff. Or not. Some people don't want to talk about certain things. And that's okay. Okay, so here's chard. we're going to bump that chard back up and keep on rolling. Okay, cultivate and harvest. We got chard in the wrong spot. Is 11. Corn. Yeah, we'll keep the corn. We'll get rid of cukes. Okay. Sabotage, cultivate and harvest. Kale on the wrong spot is 7. Peas we want to keep. We'll check the broccoli. Okay. Now we're ready to begin. Okay, haven't gambled, not gonna gamble. 5 is productive, and we like corn. Radishes. 5. Now, what do we got? We got cucumbers coming up to bat. Cucumbers goes to kale. All right. Haven't gambled. I'll gamble. I guess I'll gamble. No. It's too risky. You know, there's certain times in UFTA where you really do need to look at your financing, your budget, and say, hey, you know, this really isn't a good thing for me to do at this point. I really need to beef up savings. Okay, so here's loss of corn. 2's productive. Here's cukes. Cucumber, kale, peas. Cultivate and harvest chard on the wrong spot. It's 12. Potatoes. I think we'll keep potatoes and we'll get rid of no, I want to keep peas too. We'll get rid of radishes. Grower A, if you'll notice, has a tremendous lineup. It's hard to get rid of any. Sometimes in UFTA, it's hard to get rid of any discard, you know, because things are just so bright. I mean, check this out. We got beans at top spot, potatoes at top, second top, potatoes again. Then we've got peas at 9 spot. Pretty good looking lineup. Okay. Here's 6. This grower has cucumbers. 6, 7, 8. 2 in the cup. Six. Cultivate and harvest. Cukes on the wrong spot is 8. That's 8 tokens. Flip over. Broccoli schmoccoli. Okay. Cucumber, kale, peas, and speaking of broccoli, here we go. Okay, 4. I'm thinking we like potatoes, so we'll place the potatoes on the correct spot, or will we? I think instead we'll grab up, you know, one of the great lessons in UFTA is to grab up the essential equipment items early on. That usually turns into like an arms race, right? Where we're vying for the same limited resources. Again, in real life, you want abundance, everyone to be happy, healthy, have plenty of food, money, shelter, water, all the things on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We want everybody to be filled up and satisfied. But in game form, when it comes to games, it's the complete opposite world. It's just like comedy. In comedy, you want to break the rules, transgress, and go for the jugular, right? But yeah, in game form, it's the opposite. You want tension, suspense, ratchet up the high anxiety. Some of us are taking medication for that type of stuff. So anyway, we've got Harvester, and so we're gonna pay. Aha. Already the Harvester pays off. Cucumbers are coming in. We've got 9. 1 back. 1 token goes over here. And we've got another action left. Always a tricky thing. On the other end of a harvest, do I have 1 action left or 2? That's the hardest cognitive exercise to execute. Okay. Here's a 1. Remove 2 crops. Cucumber, kale, peas, broccoli, radishes. Here's a 1. Oh. Okay, so question about, if I turn over the good luck charm, if we're looking at this, collect 10 tokens. If I turn that over, does that mean I've already spent it? I put it in the discard pile, so I have to get my 10 tokens. The reason I may not want to do that is because I might want to keep the card. If I keep it hidden from other growers, keep the card, then I can do some wonderful things. Not only can I get the 10 tokens on a renewed growing season, right? I can get that to happen, but I can also place a fender doodle on there and essentially double the earnings, right? From 10 to 20, which is wonderful, right? So long as I keep the card. Don't forget, even when you get that card, you make it vulnerable because other growers have access via sabotage to your card. They could even sabotage rate it and take it. So these are things you have to weigh, benefits of. For now, I'm just going to play the card, I guess. Okay, 5. They're going to grab up the cedar. 15, and we got 3 back. 2 in the cup. That was 1 action. Second action is to disc. Haven't gambled, not gonna gamble. Cucumber, kippies, radishes, charred. 2 is productive. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I might as well share with you, viewers, that even though UFTA is complete, all the ideas are done. It's a future project. It's a sharing project, which means I'm trying to involve as many people as I can. Which is, I don't know why I don't get feedback online. It's so bizarre. It must be competing with too much other stuff, and no one's noticing. But yeah, what we're really trying to do is we're just trying to create the most fun game experience for families and friends. Like quality time with those groups of people is kind of what really matters on the list of things that seem to motivate us, goals, if you want to talk about achievements or success or anything like that. Quality time with family and friends seems to be pretty paramount. So, okay, so here's Harvester. That's what UFTA is about. Okay, so here's, we're going to move, we got the potatoes where we want, we're just going to move the kale. Okay, haven't gambled, not going to gamble. But we are going to pay for an adversity card. So who in life doesn't have adversities, right? Everyone has something that they're overcoming or they overcame in the past. You know, I'm no exception. You know, I've done things I regret, but I've also done like, I'm so proud of this game. I hope that comes across on the video. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe sometimes I'm too medicated for anybody to glean that from what they're experiencing or watching. But UFTA is the lifelong process. It's the big one. I feel like you can share this with anybody in the world and make instant friends, right? Virtually everybody, because it touches on universal topics, you know, food supply, family, growing up, right? Growing up is hard. You've got difficulties surrounding each age group. Okay, potatoes on the wrong spot is 11. Spinach, get rid of. Okay, cucumbers. Cucumbers is looking good. We're going to take back one of our tokens because cedar is ours. Okay. Productive. What do we like now? We like beans. Cucumber, cappies, radishes, chard, potatoes. Haven't gambled. Gonna gamble. 5. Okay. Now we're talking turkey. We've got what do we got? We might have more. Yeah. We don't have any 2-crop. Oh yeah, I guess we do. This grower is going to try for a 2-crop combo. It's a little risky, but they have the funds. Now let's just do the math here, right? That's everybody's favorite pastime, right? You got to do the math. The math in this case is you look at your budget, you got 21 tokens. So we need to know how much is it going to cost to do the 4 phases of production in order to bring in 2 crops, right? Because that, you know, that special rule comes back into play, right? The special rule regarding multiple crops on multiple fields. That elevates the price of production. And so in this case, it's going to cost 4 to disc, 4 to seed, 4 to cultivate, but nothing to harvest because we own the harvester. So that's why when you're doing your analysis, you know, it's a kind of like chess. It's a moving target. You can't simply rest on your laurels and expect to use the same analysis every time, which broadens the appeal of UFTA into something that's insatiably appealing. At least for me it is. I never tire of playing this. And it has enough unique aspects, enough in-game conditions that make it extremely compelling. You won't have to take my word for it if we get published. So, okay, so there's that. We've got chard and kale. So we got 4, 8 tokens. Oh, timeout. I almost forgot. This is the big one. This is my second prototype, this particular board. And here is the box. And if you notice, the box is quite substantially bigger, right? It's bigger because really the components, such as the token containers and the trays, means I need more real estate, right? There's just more stuff. So, yeah, wonderful shout out to Print and Play once again for delivering a beautiful box. Look at this. It shines and gleams, right? Because it's got some like protections, coats and protections on there. And then not only that, we turn it over and we've got this, the wonderful bottom of the box phenomenon, right? So you can enjoy that to your heart's content. But yeah, wonderful, wonderful job by our good friends at Print and Play. So thank you all. Thank you. A beautiful project. Once again, is illuminated. Okay, so here we go. We got kale and chard. We spent the cash. Okay, cucumbers. What am I doing? They were already cultivated, so we're harvesting. Giving one to our opponent. Cucumbers on the wrong spots, 10. We have a second action, but not enough to make another purchase, so always got to keep that budget in mind. Okay, so here's the 2. Got the adversity card. Cucumber, kale, peas, potatoes, carrots. Not gonna gamble. Okay. 5 is productive. Cultivate and harvest. Beans on the wrong spot is 10. Yeah, it's 10. Seems like I already had 10. Kale. Okay, cucumber, potatoes, carrots, corn. Uh-oh, here's a 1. Return all crops to weight queue. That's, I can think of worse things, right? But it is a step backward, right? It's a lack of progress. We don't like that at all, one bit. Get rid of our chard. Kale, I think we'll keep. Get rid of kale. Okay. Tough luck on that one. Okay, so here's 4. What are we gonna do here? We've got spinach. And we got potatoes. Disking, we're planting for free. Okay, 1. It's nothing. Beans. 1. Don't have to do it. Yeah, not gonna gamble. 2 crops. We've already gambled. Potatoes will move down a spot to shelter them, right? We want to shelter the potatoes, put them down a spot because they're in the top spot, and we obviously don't want to lose that down to crop movement by die roll 2 or sabotage or anything like that. Okay, so potatoes, we're good. 6. Ooh, we could sabotage. They don't, they're not a threat to win the game. So I think we'll go our own way. According to the song, you can go your own way. You may or may not have success, though. That's kind of the thing, right? I went my own way, but I ran up into some serious problems. Tried to go it alone, didn't work. Turns out I needed others. Okay, so we're gonna 1, 2, 3. 2 in the cup. Yeah, UFTA is like life, and there's a lot of regrets in life, you know. I never asked so-and-so out, or, yeah, I didn't take such and such job. Cucumber, cowpeas, spinach, squash. So all those kind of failures and regrets and things just kind of pile up, right? And you get to the end of your life and you're like, oh crap. I just have too many negative things going on. You know, I'm very impressed with the people, the NDE people, the near-death experience people. They always say they've experienced this kind of overwhelming joy and love, this unconditional love. And it seems like good parenting is patterned after this, right? Like if you're a person who struggles with theological matters, belief in a higher power or God or something like that, our most common framework is to make God a parent, right? And parenting's not easy. I wouldn't. I would say you deserve a gold medal for you do a good job parenting. Somehow taking what raw nature, the raw materials, and civilizing it, right? That's an impressive feat. Because as human beings, when we start out, we certainly don't have any of the cultural baggage. Oh, you get bare nature, right? In all its glory and faults. Okay, so here's potatoes and carrots. There's potatoes and carrots. We planted. Now we're cultivating. Okay, planted for free, cultivating. Nobody owns that, so that's 8 tokens. Two back. They get 4 tokens. One thing I haven't solved with UFTA is the coins in the depository, they make kind of a mess. You know, I added some 1 tokens because I noticed we were running out of them as we played the game, and so, you know, it's a problem. Like I don't know an easy way to store these coins. We could create a device. Maybe future generations can figure this out. They can create a device like a coin holder type thing that organizes the coins into columns, right? But that's going to add to the cost of the game, right? So you know, you always have to be thinking about that too. Okay. Okay, 4, cultivate and harvest potatoes on potatoes is 14. 15 and a 1 back. Then we got peas. Here we have peas again, cultivating and harvesting, with 1 token going to the harvester. Peas is 8 tokens. Beans we keep. Broccoli we get rid of. Squash goes to Cukes. Then we reward everybody with tokens. Tokens we need. Desperately needed. Desperately needed funds, right? Okay, here's a 1. Remove 2 crops. God, that sucks. Potatoes and carrots are gone. I had high hopes for those crops. Okay, so here's a 6 sabotage. Not going to happen. But we are going to make a purchase of the disc. And we'll disc. And so now the situation for grower B happens to be we could place 2 items. We could place fender doodles on 2 equipment items. Here's a 1. Cukes goes to Kale. Oh, it's another 1. Okay. Kale goes to Peas. Okay, so now we can place maybe doodle tokens out, right? And we can do that at the 5 token amount. Haven't gambled, not gonna gamble. 5. Okay. Now things are getting serious. I have a little more income. And with those extra funds, we can do very creative things, right? We've got squash and radishes, beans, squash, beans. So we're planting. For free, and then we're cultivating, which costs 6. Nobody owns that yet. Okay. 1, remove 2 crops. Not gonna do it. Broccoli. 2, we've got kale. Ooh. Check it out. This grower has a very opportune moment in the game, right? Because lo and behold, grower B over here is going to score 3 crop combo. We can disrupt that by, let's move their squash down to nothing. All right. 5. So now we've got, what are we going to harvest? Not squash, not radishes, probably just beans. Beans on the wrong spot. Is 11. But we have another action. Potatoes. We'll discard spinach. Now we'll keep spinach. We'll discard corn. And we'll get rid of spinach. And we'll put something super awesome out. Again, we've got beans, radishes, potatoes up at the top, so let's grab some carrots. See if we can't get a 4-crop combo. Okay. 1 is productive. Remove 2. Cucumber, kale, peas, broccoli goes to radishes. 5 is productive. We've got beans and radishes. No. Kale and chard's no good. Broccoli's not happening. Peas, it's... Well, looks like we're just going to have to settle for beans and peas. So we're cultivating, we're planting and cultivating. So that's going to cost... Ooh. We can't do this. This is where the budgeting comes in, right? I wanted to grow 2 crops, but I'm seriously low on cash. I've only got 8 tokens. So back to the weight queue she goes, and we refigure. We're just going to grow some beans. Nobody owns a harvester. 1 token goes to cedar. Collect 10 tokens. Okay, 4. Once again, I played the 10 tokens card really quickly. If you slow that down a little bit, you might think about placing a fender doodle on there and collecting 20 tokens. Something to keep in mind. Okay, so here's a 4. We're going to purchase a cultivator. And then we're going to disc. Potatoes we'll keep. Radishes we get rid of. Corn, yeah, we get rid of. Okay, cucumbers. Yeah, we're ready for cucumbers again. Already gambled. Oh no, I haven't, because I forgot to reset. Yeah, got to keep track of things in UFTA. A lot of things, there's a lot of tools and ways to keep track of everything that's going on, so you don't get bogged down in minutiae and details. Okay, 6 harvest. We got beans on beans, which is 15. 2 tokens to last place. It'll be over here. Oh no, it isn't. 27. Yeah, it is. Oh, it goes here. Okay. Beans in last place. Spinach. And we keep spinach. Get rid of carrots. Okay. We got squash and radishes. Those have been mixed up, so now we're just going to harvest squash. One action. Squash on squash is 15. 15 tokens and 1 back. Or no, 2 tokens to last. Doing a little house cleaning here, turning in my 1s for a 5, right? That's something that might just come up in UFTA because I just don't want to have lumps of coins everywhere. That's a big mess. And so, you know, you might have to do some house cleaning. It's a compromise. It's not the best situation, but I feel like it doesn't diminish the fun. So here's a harvest. Oh no, we already did. Chard will move up. Okay. So 5. Yeah, so I want to emphasize to everybody who's out there, I want to create a league. I want a league of players who can kind of enjoy UFTA together and get a tournament going. If there's any interest out there, I know I have to compete with all these other big names, these other board games, but I'm hoping there's room in your entertainment schedule for some UFTA quality time. Okay, here's a 5 productive. Potatoes and radishes. We're disking. And we're going to disc 3. We're liquidating. Freeing up the funds by liquidating. That's always a key concept. And then we're going to plant away. Radishes, beans. I think we want to plant even more. Carrots. Okay. Okay. After that, what are we going to do? Cucumbers goes to kale. Four productive. We got peas, we got kale. Broccoli, cucumbers. We got kale. We got spinach. Kale and spinach. 4. Okay. Excellent. So we got radishes, we got potatoes. Planting and cultivating. Planting is okay. Cultivating, we paid 1. And now here's what we're gonna do. We are going to place maybe doodle out. And we're gonna maybe doodle on what? Beans. See how that goes. Scroll our roll to 1. Turn all crops to weight queue. I don't want to do that. We'll just say I did it for the sake of this game. Cucumber, kale, peas. Save some tedium. Okay, here's 5. Cultivate and harvest. We got spinach and kale. Cultivating costs 4. We get 4. Okay, so spinach and kale. Kale's on the right one. 11 and 2, 13. It's 26. 26 and 3 tokens goes to last place. I don't know who's in last. I think it's over here for now. Got broccoli and spinach. Broccoli is good. Spinach is good. Okay. Haven't gambled. Okay, so what are we going to do? We got potatoes and radishes. We're going to harvest those. We got potatoes and radishes. Radishes. They're not lined up, so it's 11 and 6, which is 17. Two tokens goes to over here. Okay, we're gonna flip this. We're gonna flip this. Gonna grab 2 chard and radishes. Radishes we'll get rid of. Chard we get rid of. Haven't gambled, I'll gamble. Yes. Okay. Carrots. Radishes. Oh, and potatoes. Okay, so check this out. Here we have a unique scenario. We have a unique scenario because what we have are beans and carrots and radishes. That's a 3-crop combo. But if you notice, we got the wraparound rule in effect so that we have potatoes as well. So that means, in fact, we have a 4-crop combo. If I'm thinking right. Maybe I'll change this. Who knows? What do you guys think? Do we want everything lined up the way it is? Or do we want to say, yeah, you can't do that wraparound, right? I kind of like including it because it gives you yet another avenue for scoring. Okay, so we're going to say it's a 4-crop combo. Harvest everything. That's going to cost 8 tokens. And then Yeah, after that, after the 8 tokens, the harvester owner gets 8. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's tally this up. None of them, well, radishes are on the right one. Okay, we did harvest beans, so that grower gets their amount. Okay, we got beans, and we've got 15, 6, 21, 26, and 1, 27. So we got 27 times 4. What is that? 28. Now we have a clear leader. Take me to your leader. Well, we have one now. It's going to be 4 crops. And it's going to be broccoli. We get rid of. Radishes we get rid of. Corn we get rid of. And broccoli we keep. Peas we get rid of. Okay, moving on. Cucumber, kale, peas goes to broccoli. 6. Yes. Big decision time for grower A, right? Because we haven't hit the middle tier items yet in the resource shop. So what are we going to do? We got a lot of cash. We could purchase the farm crew. I mean, not the farm crew, but the master grower. That could make life pretty easy. 30, 40, 50 tokens? Yeah, let's see what happens. Pretty early in the game to be doing this. 30, 40, 50. But it will yield huge dividends down the road. Okay, so we got master grower. That's one action. Second action is we'll disc. And what do we need? 4, 8, 12 tokens. We just have it, so we could do 2-crop combo. Do we have anything? Yes, we have peas and spinach. Peas and spinach, so we've got peas, spinach. Four in the cup. Okay, here's a 1. No tractor. 4 is productive. So what are we going to do here? We've got a big score. We also purchased a master grower. 30, 40, 50. Now I don't have Fender Doodle combos for upper echelon items in the industrial shop, part of the resource shop, and so I don't know what's going to happen here. It seems kind of silly to place a Fender Doodle on the top item. It seems like a redundancy. Cucumber, kale, peas, broccoli, radishes. Haven't gambled, I'll gamble. Cultivating and harvesting, peas and spinach. 11 and 2 is 13, becomes 26. $26. 3 tokens to last place, which is still here. Okay. Squash and corn. Corn we ditch. Squash we keep. Kale we get rid of. Okay. Ooh, 6. Big roll here. Now, important decision time for grower B. We've got disc and cedar. We could fender doodle those and score rent from others, or we could. What could we do? We can't get the farm crew. We could make a major purchase. Let's purchase the high tunnel. See how that does. High tunnel at 18. Purchase the high tunnel, and then we'll disc for free. One. Remove 2 crops, don't have to. Cucumber, kale, peas, radishes, chard. 5. Squash. Haven't gambled, I'll gamble. 1, 2. Okay, it's another 6. So this time we're going to purchase crop insurance. 30, 10 back. And then we're going to plant for free. And that's a major planting because now we have a 4-crop combo. Beans, carrots, squash, radishes, beans, carrots, squash, radishes. Look out. We're also going to protect, I would say, beans and carrots. Two. Yeah, so immediately we notice we're going to disrupt their 4-crop combo, knock them down. That's good for 20 or 30 points, right? I mean, we want to, can't emphasize that enough. That's how big of a defensive play you're making. Denying them 20, 30 points potential. Okay, rashes, chard, potatoes. Cultivate and harvest squash on the wrong spot is 11. Radishes. Get rid of. Okay, so now we've got a productive roll. So we're cultivating and harvesting. We'll keep the beans out of it. Squash, carrots, and radishes. Okay, so that's a 3-crop combo. Cultivating and harvesting. That's going to cost 12 tokens. Okay, so we got carrots, we got radishes on the wrong spot, squashes on the right one. 15, 6, 21, and 5 is 26. And we triple that. Is that right? Tripling? Yeah. So that's 68. Yeah. Did I say that right? Squash. 21, 26, yeah. 68. 78. Can't do the math. I'm squeezing my brain just to play this game. So I don't have a calculator. Yeah, it's 78. My apologies. Okay, 60. It's ironic because I used to count things for a living. 60, 70, 5, 7, 8. Okay, 78 and 8 tokens. Goes to last place. Last place is over here. Okay. 2, productive. Oh, wait. Getting ahead of ourselves. We're getting ahead of ourselves. 1, 2, 3. Broccoli, we move up. Spinach, we move up. Carrots, we move up. We discarded them. All right, so we discarded them. Here we're not gonna gamble. Cucumber, kale, peas, potatoes, carrots. 1. Remove 2 crops. 5 is productive. We're disking. And then we're gonna plant kale chard, corn. And now we're on the round of 10 tokens. So we can bet. Oh, no one's in position to score. Never mind. Okay. Four is productive. This grower wants crop insurance. Liquidate off of there. And this grower wants to disc. Got broccoli, cucumbers, spinach. Just 3 spots. 4, 5, 6. Okay. Corn and beans. Okay, 6 sabotage. We're not going to affect grower B, so. I think what we're going to do is we're going to finally place a fender doodle out on harvester. Okay. Haven't gambled, not going to gamble. 6. Sabotage. We got cucumbers and we got spinach, peas, broccoli. Nothing very good over there. So let's just go with corn. We got squash and corn. Plant, cultivate. Cultivate for free. Planting is 4. Planting. There's 4 tokens to them. Okay. Two's productive. Don't have to do it. We have insurance. Okay, 2. Two's productive. Corn and squash. Squash on squash. Corn on corn. Harvesting. 4 tokens in. Harvester owner gets, oh, look at this. A big time score. They get 8 tokens. Okay, so time out. Here's an ironic fact. This grower A, set up their fender doodle on the harvester because they thought grower B was going to harvest because they have 4 crops, which means a huge score. Potentially, 16 tokens? 16 tokens going to grower A. Well, what happened instead is they drew a draw 2, a die roll 2 or something like that. And so their turn passed and it went on to grower C, and grower C, of course, only had 2 crops. So they only scored 8 tokens. That's kind of the risk you run. You can't really predict the future with complete accuracy in UFTA, just like in real life, right? There's always variables, questions, fog, inability to see the future. Okay. So anyway, they harvest corn and squash. Corn's an UFTA. 14 and 15 is 29. Oops. There's only 2. It's only 2 crops. Okay, chard and broccoli. Broccoli we get go on, chard we get rid of. Okay. Corn goes to beans. And we do this dance again. Okay, haven't gambled, not gonna gamble. Sabotage. No. But we do like cultivating and harvesting. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 tokens. That it's well worth it because we're going to score big. Eight tokens goes over here. And what do we got with the harvester? Tokens. Okay. So cultivating and harvesting. What do we got? We got corn and beans, kale, but we don't have charge. So again, no 4 crop combos in this game. Missed it by a thread. Okay, so here's kale. There's 11. Beans is an UFTA. Beans, 11, 8, 19, and 7. 26. 26 times 3 is 78, right? Yep. 78. Here's 90. We need 12 back. All right. Then we grab three out of here. That one's good. Corn we get rid of. Radishes we get rid of. Peas we get rid of. Okay. Oh, and we have another action because we have the master grower. Oh, no, we don't. Not that grower. But this grower we missed. Yeah, my apologies. Okay, so here's a timeout. Can become overwhelming, at least the advanced game. Okay, and so you do have to keep track of things. I forgot to keep track of Master Grower, which means you can do 3 actions on a turn. I missed it. So I don't want everyone to give you the impression that I have a full grasp of UFTA. I may have created the bulk of it, right? But I've had assistance from others, and in this particular case, I missed my own bonuses, which you never want to do, right? Always enjoy your bonuses as they come. Okay, so here's 4. We're going to disc. Got corn and spinach. I don't know about beans. Okay. Cucumber, corn and beans, spinach and squash. 6 is a sabotage opportunity. It looks like we're not going to be able to test our multiple crop, a multiple adversity card attack, which is that's just the way the game played out. But well, we could give ourselves a chance. Let's say this grower had 3 adversity cards, so they met the threshold, 3 cards, and they also have to roll a die roll 6. Let's see if they actually do it. Okay, here's a 6. Squash. Two in the cup. Haven't gambled, not gonna gamble. Cultivate and harvest corn. Cultivating's free, harvesting's not. Should be 4 tokens. That's 6 back. Okay. So we got corn and spinach. Not on the right spot, so corn it's 11 and 5. 16 becomes 32. Spinach goes to squash. Okay, here's a 4. Nothing doing for this grower, so we're just going to cultivate and harvest. Cultivator gets 1. Okay. Squash on the wrong spot is 15. Two tokens to last place. It's still over here. Potatoes we keep. Chard we get rid of. Okay. Ooh, 6 sabotage. That's what grower C wants, right? They want that special die roll 6. Not gonna get it, so we got this. Becomes that. And I think we end the game because this grower is going to disc and plant their best stuff. Corn, spinach, peas and kale. Okay. 2 crops left. Squash goes to cucumbers. Oh, squash goes to cucumbers. So here we go. 30, 10, 10, And we need another 10. 30. 10 over here. Okay, so here we go. Haven't gambled, not gonna gamble. 5's productive. Cultivate and harvest. Cultivate. 16 tokens. But yeah, this may do it. Corn on corn, spinach on spinach. Kale not on kale. Okay, so we got 11, 5, 16, and 7. It's 23, and then peas is 10. So it's 33. 33. And okay, so there's only 2 crops left. We can't fulfill the requirement of 4 crops from the bag because we harvested 4. So the game ends. Nobody has any crops left over, and that's the game. All right, so what did we learn? We learned some pretty cool stuff. We learned that Oopta's fun. I hope that comes across on these videos. I'm just trying to figure out what's the most fun and deliver the most pleasure to the most people around the world, right? That's kind of the goal. Delivering, that's one of the great goals or motivations in life. Optimize health and everything like that. All right, so I don't know who won. I'd say grower B did. Whoever has the most gold, right? So, at least in this case, grower B won. But everybody won because we all scored in the positive. Nobody had so many setbacks and failures and regrets and mistakes and calamities and droughts and floods to overwhelm them, and they weren't able to make a profit. So, in that case, everybody wins, everybody's successful, at least in this particular game of Oofta. So, I think we're going to leave it at that. Until next time, everybody, keep on playing Oofta. Till I see you then. Adios.